Aaron Judge is a better version of Brock Lesnar.
What is something you love as much as the Charmin Bears love wiping?
As an opposing fan, you'd probably see his face and want to sock him between the cracks.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Losses Above Replacement. I'm your host, Splash. Today I'm joined by two folks who are fans of players who are the worst in baseball right now. So Josh Naylor, negative 0.4 F4, he sucks. Bo Bichette, negative 0.4 F4, he sucks. Of course, both of those trends, signing those free agents, really stupid by your teams. How dare you do those things, Jerry DePoto and Mr. Steve Cohen? What are we doing?
You told us in the intro, like before this, that the intro was going to piss us both off, and I gotta tell you, you were correct. No, man, no. I'm not as surprised that Naylor has struggled. Honestly, what makes me the most angry is his first at bat on the season. Here, came up with in a prime scoring opportunity. Got into a 3-0 count, swung 3-0, grounded it into a double play.
Yeah.
Why are you
not the best
swinging on
approach.
3-0?
Yeah, I have some choice words about the first, I guess, week or so from Bo Bichette that I will talk about later.
I mean, he is the worst player in baseball right now. Position player in baseball.
I will say he looked marginally better against St. Louis. Just the rest of the team looked worse, kind of, other than Juan Soto. So, really just doing great. Totally didn't have to watch extra innings again. The Mets have already played 3 extra inning games. I was there on Saturday. That was fun. That was a lot of fun, actually. Shout out to my brother, though. His 2 kids were obviously very cold by the time we got to the 10th inning because it was freezing on Saturday. So they left middle of the 10th inning. Of course, right after the Mets tie it, eventually went on a walk-off, so they missed that. I was thinking that maybe they were just waiting for them to leave. It was cool, though. They had a fun time. Other than that, that St. Louis series was pretty bad. But yeah, baseball's back. This is what we waited for all year, right?
Absolutely. Yep. I waited all year to almost fall asleep on my couch watching the Mariners lose 5-3 today.
Exactly.
Hey, man, at least your team didn't start at 12:15 local.
We started at 1:10, so an hour difference. And at that time, I was driving to my doctor for a doctor's visit.
Fair enough. I was complaining about it earlier in the group chat because I work night, so a 12 start is just horrible for me. But hey, the Braves are going out on the West Coast, so it should be okay.
The Mets have to go out to the West Coast on each of their first 4 road trips of the year. Starting tomorrow, by the way, they go to the face the Giants at 9:45 p.m. start. So I'll be up late for that.
Yeah, I can watch that at work. Thank you. So here's the good players by F4. Joey Wiemer, the best player in baseball. Yoran Alvarez, welcome back. We're going to ignore Brendan Donovan.
We are not going to ignore Brendan Donovan. Thank
my NL Rookie of the Year finalist, Sal Stewart, he's right there. Alex's beloved in number 5, Jose Altuve.
Splash, at what point are you just actively trying to piss me off instead of actually being a good podcaster?
I mean, you remember what today is, right?
Yeah, I'm actively aware. I do not participate in it.
Shea Langoliers, man, he's been cooking. He had a couple hits today, 5th home run. Brandon Lau, Ghost Kaplau.
I was going to say, shout out to the Pirates. They actually made some improvements this offseason.
And Marcell Ozuna.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I didn't see him on that leaderboard there.
He was on
all these improvements, and Marcell Ozuna is absolutely there.
Yeah. All right, fellas. I have a mini question of the day.
Okay.
I'm not going to do the graphic because I'll reserve that for Mac. If you are ranking excitement for a baseball season, games 1 through 162, where does opening day rank?
9.
Yeah, I'm going to agree there.
Okay.
It's 9 out of 10. Like there's nothing like opening day.
It's like Christmas, man.
All of the hype of several months building up. here to that one moment when you finally get to go inside again, when the gates finally open up again. I was making this comment to myself the other day that the air just tastes different when you're at the stadium. Like, whether it be, the fresh cut grass or the hot dogs on the grill, or with, me being where I'm at with the Mariners stuff, a lot of the fish that are being, cooked up here. All of it just makes the entire area feel different. And I mean that in the best possible way. For me, like I've said this for years, that I consider T-Mobile Park / Safeco Field my second home, because that is a place where I feel the most comfortable here. And that when you first get that walk in after, like, what would you do, right? Months and months of speculation, months and months of talking. Now we finally get to see it. We get to finally actually look at these players that we have been gushing about for the last few months here. That opening day is absolutely one of the most hyped. Plus, even the teams acknowledge it. There's a reason we have so many festivities during opening day here. You don't see that midway through. You don't see that on the last day of the season. Heck, you don't even see that usually during the playoffs. You don't see these little festivities.
Yeah, I mean, I've only once been to like the actual like first game of the season. That was 2 years ago. The Mets were opening at home. I happened to have a ticket for that day. And yeah, no, it was awesome. I've been to some home playoff games where, they all line up along their respective dugouts. But yeah, there's something about opening day, waking up. Like I said, it's like Christmas morning. It's just, there's an extra little like pep in my step. And even just going my first game of the year is pretty cool. Saturday, they gave out these replica 1986 World Series rings.
That's sick.
40th anniversary, obviously. My dad and I got there, I think 2 hours before first pitch. He started lining up earlier. That is probably the longest line I've ever seen. I got incredibly lucky because, he had got there before me. But like, yeah, it's something about going to the ballpark for the first time in a new year, especially a year where they're like, expectations. I'm not going to lie. I remember the first time I went to a game in 2013 when I knew the Mets were going to be terrible. I was looking forward to going to the ballpark. I was like, I know we're going to lose today, but it was, but still, like I said, like Alex was saying though, like the ballpark is where I'm probably most comfortable. It's when I'm in my element. So, yeah, I'd say, I mean, honestly, it could be a 10 out of 10 even,
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
It's really tough. Like, the only reason why it's not 10 for me is because I haven't gotten to see what a World Series game would do.
No, or that, yeah.
Like that, I feel like the hype for World Series Game 1 would probably be the 10, because you don't know if 7's ever going to happen, right? Like, and on top of it, you also don't know if it's going to be where you're able to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that every team has an opening day, whether it is the opening day, a little bit different, but every team has an opening day. Not every team gets a World Series. In fact, Seattle still being the only team to never have a World Series. I know you're kind of gearing up to say something about that, Splash, I think.
Actually, I was going to take a shot at the Nationals because they opened the next season with no fans. So did they really win the World Series?
Did they?
Did they?
I don't know.
I
fell asleep before the Game 7 went final, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, they had fans. They were just made of cardboard.
That's true.
That's true.
They also had Dr. Fauci.
They also, in fact, had Dr.
did.
Fauci.
Yeah, he.
That's a baseball card I wish I would have bought. Like, I do wish I would have gone on top and bought the Dr. Fauci.
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
And then I think Stanton had like the most line drive home run of all time in that game.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I don't know. The 2020 season was like a fever dream, so I don't remember most of it, if I'm being completely honest.
Kyle Lewis was your American League rookie.
Yeah, Kyle Lewis was rookie of the year. Jose Abreu was MVP, beating out DJ LeMahieu.
And Jose Ramirez.
Shane Bieber won the Triple Crown.
I think won the Major League Triple Crown, right?
Yeah, he did.
122 strikeouts in 60 games.
Some other dude I've never heard of won the Cy Young in the National League.
Yeah.
Yu Darvish was second place. Like, DeGrom was third.
Who was NL Rookie of the Year?
NL Rookie of the Year.
It was Devin Williams.
Devin Williams, that's right. He had one earned run in 25 innings that year.
The .33 ERA. All right.
0 saves, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're behind Josh Hader.
It'd be like that. Fellas, we have yet to come to our gimmick of the day, and I would like to begin our gimmick of the day. We have our week 1 overreactions.
Let's go.
I propose full ABS is coming January 1st, 2027.
What do you mean?
No challenge system. Every pitch, just the board says ball strike, and the umpire has a little piece in his ear that says ball strike, and they say ball strike. This is not exactly CB Buckner. Well, this is CB Buckner on your television screens, folks. So follow us on YouTube. If you don't see CB Buckner, one, check your eyes. Signed by the CB Buckner LASIK Surgery Corps. 2, maybe you're on podcast. Go follow us on YouTube. Drop a like, drop a sub, say hello in the comments. Listen, I like the ABS. This is not a commentary of me thinking we should go to full ABS, but it is a when people see like a game ended today on a challenge, Samuel Basallo with the Orioles. When people see, wait, they can just get it right all the time. Okay, then get it right all the time. Point solved. So that's my take. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I disagree with that, but that is my take. That is my overreaction. That will be in the next CBA when the owners and Steve Cohen have a fight somewhere in New York in a couple months, maybe in Secaucus, New Jersey. Actually,
I think it'll be in Midtown. Actually,
okay, close enough.
What if I rant on ABS for like just a second here? There's something that nobody's talking about with this that I think is annoying here. Because personally, I love ABS. I think the ABS system is fantastic. The one problem it has is it doesn't know what the strike zone is. Because here's the thing, right? Anyone who has actually read OBR, official baseball rules, knows that the strike zone is not a two-dimensional object. They have already said that ABS reads based off of halfway across the plate here to where, like, that's where the think of it like a piece of paper, right? If it touches the piece of paper that is there from halfway past the start of the plate, that determines where the strike zone is. Official baseball rules have the strike zone as being a cube, a three-dimensional object. To wit, if a ball at any time touches that cube, it is a strike. Because of how that works, you can have a curveball that is a strike because it hits the bottom of the strike zone, but is too low here based when it gets to the halfway point on the plate. And now it's ruled a ball, even though it is by definition a strike. And we've seen this already a few times happen at the start of this season. A number of calls that were challenged that were shown to be low, but they were on curveballs or changeups that just had tremendous drop to them. I think that if you're going to use the ABS system more, especially like how you're saying it, Splash, you need to find a way to make it into a three-dimensional object rather than a two-dimensional piece of paper halfway through the plates. Because I think right now what you have is a great start. It is not perfect yet.
Yeah, that's fair. And
I agree.
There's going to be some ebbs and flows. And I guess one nice thing about having the automated system is you can adjust the strike zone, not necessarily on the fly, but you can say, all right, we're going to throw out the rule book. Now it's, change it to dramatic dimensions. You could cut the plate in half if you wanted to. You could make the plate a mile wide, whatever you want to do. Those are extreme examples, of course, but you can implement that. And that could be a perk of, ABS, full ABS potentially in the future of, the walk rate was 17% this year. All right, we're going to make the strike zone a little bit bigger. Or the strikeout rate was, way too big. So we're going to make the strikeout or the strike zone smaller, whatever that is. Again, I don't necessarily believe this one way or the other, but I do think it's a solid overreaction. If you're a fan and saying, well, if they can just challenge and get that call right, why don't they get every call right? They have the technology to get every call right. So, Alex, valid point.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. No, yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna agree.
I was going on, I knew there was an overreaction. I get so angry when I hear people talk about that because people just fundamentally do not know what the strike zone is.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I will say the best thing that has come from it is the people coming out of the woodwork to see that, oh, it just has to touch the strike zone to be a strike. When you have like these misses by like 0.1 of an inch here, or is like just touches it by like a seam here.
Mhm.
I love the people that are like just now learning this here. And so I saw someone on social media was yelling about that the ball needs to be at least 50% in the zone to be a strike. And I'm like, oh, girl, you don't know the game yet, do you?
I don't think. Yeah, no. I know some of the challenges are showing like razor thin margins, but like,
Mhm.
I mean, 50% in. Like, what about the ones that they're that just perfectly graze the corner? Like, I think that's a
Exactly.
strike still.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
paint.
and one could argue it's 50% out.
It's true. Yeah,
Yeah. So again, as long as it touches the zone, it is a
that's a
strike.
strike.
And look, as someone who's gone through umpire training, gone through all that, we know dang well that you want to be calling strikes. When you call more strikes, the game ends faster. And the
Exactly.
game actually gets moving along. And so you're getting paid for less time working. And I think anyone that's ever worked at 9 to 5 would absolutely echo that sentiment. Don't get me wrong.
That's why they expand the zone when it's position players pitching.
Yeah, or
I never saw that. That was so funny.
Oh, was it Toronto that tried to challenge?
Yeah.
On the mound,
Tyler
or
Heineman
Colorado?
is on the mound, I think.
Do not challenge it with a position player. At that point, that's beating that's beating the dead
Well,
horse.
you're not allowed to.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Oh, that's actually a rule now. You're
Yeah,
not
that's
allowed
actually
to.
a rule.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so glad. That's actually good. That's actually good.
All right, fellas, the floor is yours. Overreact away.
Alrighty.
All right,
I'll go for it, Mac. Yeah.
All right, I'll overreact. I'm going to start with one for my team. This new look Mets lineup ain't it. Just a disaster other than Juan Soto right now. Actually, I'll throw Francisco Lindor into that too because he's been drawing a lot of walks. Luis Robert honestly doesn't look bad, but Bo Bichette looks like he's swinging a pool noodle. Marcus Semien, I don't know if it's a pool noodle or what it is, but he's like 0 for his last 17, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's not working. They went 0 for 11 with men in scoring position today. Maybe Eric Chavez wasn't so bad. No, okay. Eric Chavez had the Mets offense last year had a number of issues beyond the runners in scoring position thing. It was the ground balls to second base all the time, or the routine pops on the infield, or we're not pulling fly balls enough. So yeah, that's my overreaction. Do I believe that? Probably not. I think it'll be fine. It's just they're off to a really, really just painfully slow start right now. Other than Juan Soto, if you wouldn't believe it, who went deep today. I'll give Jorge Polanco his flowers. He's working great at bats. He doubled off the fence today in the 9th inning. It wasn't his fault. He got stranded there. So yeah, that's my overreaction.
Yeah. I mean, speaking as someone who has watched Polanco the last 2 years, that's one thing I always liked about him is that he is a professional. That he works at bats. He gets into counts. Yeah. Absolutely love that, man.
Mac, how much of your offensive production do you think would happen? So you have a 95 OPS plus entering today as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Where would it be if you took out extra innings?
I honestly have no clue.
I don't know either, but it just feels like every game the Mets are only scoring in extra innings.
Well, today they didn't score in extra innings, so
sounds like a personal problem, but okay.
Their situational hitting is abhorrent, if I'm being gonna be honest. Look, I like the walk column. They're drawing walks. They are not driving those walks in, really.
It'd be like that.
It do be like that. All right, I'll react about my favorite team here. And I have a positive overreaction because I want to have one. Cole Young will be in the top 3 of the Mariner order by the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
Cole Young has been on an absolute tear since the start of the season. watching what he has done here, he looks like a hardened professional. This is a kid. This guy just barely lost his rookie eligibility for last year. Otherwise, I'd say he's going to win Rookie of the Year this year. But look at what Cole Young has done here. I mean, look at that. 180 OPS plus. So far, the only one better than him right now is Brendan Donovan. And Donovan right now is your solid leadoff guy. I would not be surprised to see lefty-righties be danged here, but you have Donovan leading off, Cole Young batting second, Cal batting third, or no, Julio batting third, and then Cal batting fourth. I think that is a strong 1 through 4 there, but if Cole Young continues anything like he has done so far, this man is going to be an absolute menace. He's already had multiple multi-hit games in the first 6 games of the season. Like, the guy has been hit, and the biggest part of all of it is that he's hitting lefty-lefty, too. He is one of the only players on this roster that has multi-hit games against left-handed pitching as a left-hander himself. Like, the amount of awareness that this guy has to not even just get power on the ball, but to be able to just keep an at-bat going and to just, if you really need to, just follow the ball and flick it out into the middle outfield, right? He has done that exceptionally well this year and even has a home run on top of it here. That home run coming on opening day. Beautiful hit, by the way. No, Cole Young, if he continues at all like he has done this year, will be an absolute issue and will be in the top 3 of the Mariners starting lineup.
Yeah, his at-bats really do look like they've improved. That was a big home run he hit on Saturday. Or sorry, not on Saturday, on Friday against Cleveland. He just looks a little more comfortable up there. And I think it's almost getting lost on people. He's only 22. Yeah. Last year he was almost forced to take more at bats when he probably should have still been in the minors. And it's creating an interesting dilemma for the Mariners.
It is.
Look, I'm being completely honest. I'm not sure if Leo Rivas is an everyday player, and even without Leo Rivas, JP Crawford is going to be back from the injury list at some point. And then they just gave Colt Emerson an 8-year contract extension. So at some point this year, I'm expecting Colt Emerson to be in the majors. So we will cross that bridge when we get there. But it's a good problem to have. I'll say that much. And absolutely. I know the Mariners did just drop a series to the Yankees, but I think in the games they're winning, at least, the offenses look pretty solid.
I think they could consider having a 5 infield lineup and just benching Julio.
I mean, for the first couple weeks of the season, I mean, look, that's didn't even mention that, like, their scoring runs, despite the fact that their 2, 3, and 4 hitters are completely just not there right now.
Yeah, like, it was weird. I was at the game yesterday, right? And I had to point out, because someone was asking me some questions, right? And I had to point out here that if you take out, like, everybody except your top players here, you haven't had a hit, really. You've had a couple hits this season. All of your main offensive production has come from Brendan Donovan, has come from Cole Young, Luke Raley, and Dominic Canzone.
Yeah.
By the way, love that man. Cole Young, Dominic Canzone has also looked amazing so far since the end of last year. Canzone has looked incredible from the end of the season to the WBC to now. Like, the dude just mashes. Do I think that Cole Young is actually going to be there, by the way, in the top of the lineup? No. We saw this last year where Cole did really, really good when he first came up and then just fell off. We're starting to see that again here. Hopefully he continues on, like, please. But I think he's going to be solidly in the 6, 7, 8, 9 position.
I got you there, Alex. Bazinga.
Nope.
All right.
Oh, darn.
All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, my overreaction. I actually don't know how much of an overreaction this is. He's the best catcher in baseball, Drake Baldwin. If you are not watching, you should be watching. Parental supervision required, grandparental, great-grandparental. Drake Baldwin does everything I love a baseball player to do. When he swings at good pitches to hit. When he doesn't swing, those are balls. doesn't strike out much. He walks a lot. And when he swings the bat, the ball flies a long way. And he is, obviously these are going to go down. Just it's a week's, not even a week sample size, actually a week as of today. But the Braves started on Friday. But just he's hitting the ball like 93.5 miles per hour every time, 17% barrel rate, 59% hard hit rate. Like this is just great. And this is like as a catcher, it's unbelievable. And I think not the versatility, that's the wrong word, but having a catcher who can play basically every day while your other $15 million a year catcher is injured is tremendous. And when the Braves play lefty, at least in this opening stretch, Jonah Heim will catch and Drake Baldwin will DH. And Drake Baldwin's just a good hitter. It's not a good for a catcher situation. It's obviously he's not 60 home runs like Cal, but Cal last year could DH. It's like, he's a good hitter. It's not good for a catcher, like that qualifier. Like there's good for a catcher hitters, and then there's good hitters. Drake Baldwin is a good hitter. He is. I trust him as much as anyone in the Braves lineup, which is crazy considering they have an MVP. They have a guy who hit 54 home runs. They have a guy who has 3 top 7 MVP finishes in the lineup. Like even left on left, it's just great at bats. It's everything is a rocket. Is like he had a 90 mile per hour single today, and that brought his average down, right? Just an incredibly fun to watch. He homered on his bobblehead night. The Braves lost, but he homered on his bobblehead night. He homered again today. Just a really excellent player, and as good of a hitter as I've seen behind the dish in Atlanta since Brian McCann. And even Brian McCann had his issues. He was not exactly known as a contact specialist. He was more of a power and walks guy. But there's some defensive work that Drake needs to do, and that's going to be great when you get Murphy back and you can do more of like the alternating stuff. And Murphy's a really good hitter against left-handed pitching too. So I like it. I mean, the Braves fed essentially 2 good catchers for the last 6 years. You love to see that. So I don't know how much of an overreaction it is, but I think Drake Baldwin is the best hitting catcher in the National League. Like that title could be bestowed upon him very soon. It could be the best in baseball if you want to nitpick if Cal's not in a home run barrage. Although Shea Langoliers, he is in a home run barrage right now, and he's right there with Baldwin if you're doing like a all MLB catcher position right now. So shout out to Shea, shout out to Drake.
Yeah. I mean, I like Drake Baldwin. I think he's
nice.
He's an excellent player here. Again, especially as a lefty catcher, right? Well, lefty hitting catcher, right? Yeah, no, you make a great comparison that he is not a great hitter for a catcher. He's just a great hitter. I mean, you look at these, like, you have the stats pulled up here, the Savant page, and it's all red. Like, it's almost all red here. He's right now in one of the top value hitters in the game. So, I mean, if he's anything like this going forward, he's going to be an issue. And you're going to create an even bit more of a controversy between him and Murphy here going forward. But I think we all know what the answer to that question between the two is.
Both.
Yeah. I mean, realistically,
that's
sorry, Jonah Heim, but like, I don't even know. But look, I don't
go like the Blue Jays used to do, having 3 catchers on the roster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that feasibly. I mean, look, I don't know if he's quite the best catcher in baseball yet, but I think he's very, very good. And I'm not looking forward to facing him in my own division for the foreseeable future. But yeah, he mashes. And I do expect him to be an all-star this year. Maybe get some down ballot MVP votes. And I think the Braves want to have a chance of sustaining this early success. They're really going to need his bat to keep on hitting.
Yeah, I love the high floor. I love the consistent hard contact and good plate discipline. That is an awesome combo. Sometimes you'll go through a bit of a BABIP drought. Last year at the start of the season, felt like every ball Baldwin had was a rocket, and the shortstop or whoever was catching it was on the SportsCenter top 10 that night. So right now, everything's dropping. So it's a red Savant page, and it's, top 25 in F4 in the league. I know that's not going to continue. That's just kind of how baseball works. But a good process means so much. It's why, like, Ronald drawing a bunch of walks and Olsen and Riley hitting the ball hard and like these under the hood things. That's why I care so much. I made the joke Sunday that, oh, they lost. Oh, that's okay. They had an expected batting average over 300. It's fine. It'll be okay. Like, that's a little tongue in cheek because they lost, but it's good to have that under the hood stuff. Like it's good to have good process.
Absolutely, yeah. At the very least, like even if things aren't going 100% like out there fully, you know that like the framework is there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. That's what I try to take out of a lot of these like expected stats, because at the end of the day, what does matter the most is did you win the ball game here, and did you like it doesn't matter if you if you hit an expected batting average of 600 here, but your team lost Game 7 of the World Series. Like no one's gonna talk about that. But at the same time, like I definitely see like where it all comes from here, because it shows like what is just sometimes bad luck and what is also like you can build off of some of this stuff.
Right. There's there's things that you can replicate and there's things you can't replicate. Like sometimes I use the example like going to work. If you leave an hour early to get to work, you're never going to be late. Now, if you leave 10 minutes before you go and you have to be there in 10 minutes, maybe there's traffic, maybe there's a red light, maybe someone stops you to talk to you, maybe you untie your shoelace, maybe you drop something, whatever. But anything you do makes it less likely you get to work on time. So the good process is leave for work a little bit earlier, so you have that built-in buffer. So, all right, Mac, let's go back to you.
All right, I'm going to jump over to the American League here. My overreaction. It's about the Red Sox. They did not do enough this offseason, and I can't see them as a serious contender. They just look, I mean, top to bottom. I mean, even Garrett Crochet got roughed up today. This team is in trouble. Their offense is not hitting. Their defense looked shaky. I mean, today there was an inexcusable error by Trevor Story at shortstop. Basically, the ball just like went through him, didn't even drop his glove, it felt like. Pitching staff has gotten roughed up. They've been outscored 32-17 this year. I mean, it was 23-7 in that 3-game series against the Astros. The Astros, they felt like were just crushing them. So yeah, the Red Sox are in trouble. And I don't know if I can take them seriously this year.
Of their starting 9 here, that only 2 have an OPS plus above 100.
And one of them is 9 at-bats. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I absolutely see it here. I do think it's an overreaction, but at the same time, also, how long can you let some of these slides go, considering that you're in what is arguably the most talented division in baseball? Like that's something that any sort of leeway is going to be taken for a mile, right? That's the biggest thing you got to be careful
of. Fellas, when you mentioned you're playing the Astros, I do want to say that having Yordan Alvarez on your baseball team is a good way to beat the Red Sox. This is a true stat. You can Wikipedia that. Yordan Alvarez has a career. Oh, that's the wrong stat. My bad. Yordan Alvarez is really quite good against the Boston Red Sox. There's a stat going around that he has the highest career OPS against the Astros. And for those with 100 plate appearances, Yordan Alvarez has the highest OPS against the Astros in his career. He has a 1.264 OPS. That's above Andres Galarraga, who didn't have enough plate appearances to qualify. That's above JD Martinez, who demolished the Red Sox before he became a Red Sox. That's above Marcell Ozuna, who hit like 2 or 3 home runs against Boston back in 2020. And that's above Babe freaking Ruth. So, yeah, that's why they suck. They had to face Yordan Alvarez.
Yep.
Oh, and he won ALCS MVP in 2021. Forgot about that.
Fair enough. Yeah, also, I will always fear Yordan Alvarez, and all you have to say are the words Robbie Ray, and I will just get scared. Anyway. All right,
Alex, what makes you not scared?
You know what doesn't make me scared here? It also just makes me happy to see this, because in the American League, Munetaka Murakami's going to break the rookie home run record, baby. This guy has been on an absolute warpath here since the start of the season, and honestly, he is in a division that is so lacking in pitchers right now that the fact that he already has 3 homers on the short season and the team isn't winning because they are the White Sox, he's going to keep mashing. Just keep throwing him the baseball, and he will just, woo! Sorry, Pete Alonso. I know you guys have a great rookie record here, but I'm sorry. Munetaka Murakami just channeled his 2022 WBC MLB The Show card that was a 99 overall from day one, and is channeling that into every single one of these baseballs. It's like Murakami is playing out of his gourd right now. And I think it's like, how do you stop him? As I know it's the beginning of the season of his rookie year, but the guy has a lot of professional experience here, and he is now on a team where he's going to continue working through all of these. Like, he's on a team where, he is on a division. There we go. I can talk. He's on a division where, let's be real here, not a lot of pitching unless your name is the Detroit Tigers. Here, and even then, you have Derek Skubal, and then ... That's the thing here. He is going to have a lot of at-bats against some pretty subpar pitching staffs here. And what is he going to do to that? He is going to absolutely nuke these baseballs. Murakami is going to break the home run record, the rookie home run record.
Okay. As someone who picked him to win the American League Rookie of the Year, go check out our video from last week. I love this propaganda. I do want to point out he also might be on this leaderboard. This is the strikeout leaderboard.
Oh yeah, I think he's tearing that thing down 100%.
Yeah,
topped by none other than Arson Judge with 208, and then Chris Bryant with 199. Even
I remember
despite the Cubs' best efforts there. Also with Adolis Garcia. My only qualm with Murakami is it's sort of a. I'm going to make a comparison to Aaron Judge, at least the memes around Aaron Judge. You know, in low leverage, Aaron Judge is like a 7,000 OPS, but in high leverage, it's like a 2.
Yeah.
So Murakami has a bit of that issue against high velocity. Now, not everyone throws 95, 96. And he's so far he's striking out a bunch. He's not done great against high velocity. But if you're throwing 93, he's Barry Bonds. So this is the caveat of if you're the White Sox and you're just garbage and you're facing not position players, but you're facing like a B bullpen or a C bullpen, or you're not facing the aces, I think Murakami will be great. He's a professional hitter. I think he will do a lot of damage. I think if you were able to like split that out, I think that would be a large set of his production. I'm not saying he's going to be garbage against everyone, but I do think his split of how much high velocity, how much A stuff are you getting? Because I don't think right now he'd be a good playoff hitter. That's, not a hot take. There's not many good playoff hitters, but I think he's not someone I want facing Mason Miller. He might be the best hitter on the White Sox, but he's not one I want to face Mason Miller. I'll take my chances with a different White Sox. Maybe switch hitter Luis Angel Acuna. I'm kidding. But that's my only concern. He's going to hit 60 home runs, strike out 250 times, and win AL Rookie of the Year.
If I honestly would love to see him do exactly that, just because I can only think of the memes that will come from it here, that he will be the definition boom or bust, where he will be boom and bust at the same time here.
Absolutely. All right. Do we want one more fiery overreaction from Senior Splash Man?
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good. I think we each have 3 to go through.
Okay. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it. I really do genuinely hate to say it. I'm scared for the A's. I'm kind of with you, man.
As
someone who was high on the A's last year, kind of irrationally so, I'm just concerned that I'm just concerned. And it's not even about the pitching. They haven't gone back to Sacramento. So the pitching, look, they probably could have beaten Toronto twice, and they did well to get the middle game against Atlanta. But right now it's a lot of Shea Langoliers, and Shea Langoliers has 7 RBI. The team as a whole has driven in 16 runs. That's not sustainable. Nick Kurtz has a -7 OPS plus coming into today. Lawrence Butler has a -22 OPS plus entering today. Luis Severino, by the way, walked He did not allow a ball in play until the 8th hitter today. He walked 4 guys, struck out 3, and picked off Ronald. So thanks, Antoine Richardson. Sleeper agent. Actually, that was my last one. Antoine Richardson's a sleeper agent for the Mets. But like, I don't know, man. I know it's you faced a good pitching staff in Toronto. You struck out a whole bunch of times, and then you faced like decent arms in Atlanta. Just kidding. You faced the 2 worst arms in the Atlanta rotation, and then Chris Sale today, and they whacked Chris Sale the last time they were in Atlanta. But who knows? I don't know. Soderstrom's gotten off to a slow start. Jacob Wilson's hitting 190 with a 190 on base. Like that's like a 239 on base as a team. That's not getting it done. You know, they're not slugging a whole lot. A ISO as a team of 125. Shea Langoliers is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. He's 4 of the 5 team home runs. Like I said, he has 7 of 16 RBI. He has 4 of 16 runs scored. And that's not exactly sustainable, you know?
Yeah, and Langoliers hit another homer today. So, like, he's tearing the cover off the ball, like, looking at, like, you know, making his first All-Star game, getting MVP votes. Like, he is carrying that offense. And, I mean, I'm with you there. I mean, what's going on with Big Amish? He's completely cold. He's batting 063 right now. Is it a sophomore slump situation? But, you know, I think their offense eventually will round into form. It's just, I think that if people are concerned about the A's, there's a little bit to it because, I mean, they look kind of lost right now. I understand it's not an easy first week of the season, but you'd expect to have more than one win at this point.
I think it's also interesting, if you scroll back up a little bit there, Splash, that you take a look at the total bases for everybody here. Langoliers has 19. The next closest is Max Muncy. No, not that Max Muncy, the other one, at 9. You take second place, double it, still does not have as much as Shea Langoliers. That's not as saying, hey, Langoliers is doing really good. That's everyone else is doing really bad. Like, don't get me wrong, Shea Langoliers is becoming Shea Bangoliers here, but at the same time, as Angels fans will know, you need more than 1 or 2 players to win baseball games. And that happens quite frequently. And when you take a look at this team that has checks notes here, 2 starting players here that have an OPS plus of over 100. The only other one that has one is Carlos Cortez, who I do not believe is a starting right fielder for them here. No, it's not worth it at that point. He's like, your team is not producing near enough. And don't get me wrong, a slow start is a slow start. But when it's everyone, there's like even my Mariners that are starting a bit slow right now, you still have 3-4 guys that are like tearing the cover off the ball. When you only have Bangoliers, good for him, but not a whole lot to work with.
Yeah, and you look at it through the lens of the 2025 A's, and if they didn't have a horrendous May, they are above 500, maybe in the playoff picture. But they were horrible in May, like just like Rockies garbage in May. And that's what like the A's need to avoid, especially on the road when Luis Severino can actually pitch and you're not in a bandbox. These should be the games that the A's are winning because they have a really good lineup. And the pitching, I think, away from Sutter Health Park is good enough to win some games. It's like it's not going to be like the 90s Braves or anything, but it's a competent staff. There's some veterans there. But when you go back to Sacramento, you have to like hit extra hard. It's like it's kind of Coors-y, you know? You have to be extra good offensively because you know your pitchers are going to allow a bunch of tanks. And it's not exactly their fault. It's just the way the ballpark is set up and the way the wind goes and how hot it gets in Sacramento over the summer. It's just you were I'm going to compare it to the Marlins. The Marlins swept the Rockies. We're under no illusions that the Marlins are going to win 90 games. By the way, 6 uniforms on Sunday. Big dubs. But if you wanted to, if you were making a case for the Marlins to make the playoffs, it would start by they sweep the Rockies. The A's, if you're making the case, how are they going to miss the playoffs? It would start by going 1-5 on the road. If they had gone 2-4, maybe they they honestly could have won another game or two, or won a game or two in Toronto. They weren't outmatched or anything, but they didn't. They folded. They let the Blue Jays finally do the game 7 and get a couple walk-offs. So it struck out so much, by the way. So there's that. Yeah. I have my concerns.
Yeah. And you mentioned the Marlins, and I'm just going to roll into my overreaction. The Marlins are a force to be reckoned with. They're not just winning, they're blowing out their opponents. I mean, 10-0 today. Sandy threw a complete game shutout on only 93 pitches. Liam Hicks has 12 RBIs already. Drove in 4 today. He is tearing the cover off the ball with the 1659 OPS after today. Totally sustainable. Owen Casey has looked strong. He had that big walk-off against Victor Vodnik to finish off the sweep. Really, it feels like basically everyone except for Jacob Marcy and Connor Norby is hitting right now. And they've outscored their opponents 33-18 through their first 6 games. So, and if you go back to last year, June 13th, they have a better record than the Dodgers. They have a better record than the Yankees. They've just played well. So yeah, the Marlins, watch out for them. Do I really believe that? Maybe not, but I think that they're a solid 4th place team this year. One that like you don't want to face late in the year because they're probably going to give you a lot of trouble. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the Marlins are honestly like, I don't think it's that much of an overreaction to say that, maybe they could challenge some people's at least opinions on them here. Like, I think there's a very real chance they finish in the top 3 of the division. Like, does that mean that one of the top teams has to fall out? Look at the Phillies. Like, I don't know. You know what? You might as well keep the page there, Splash, because my overreaction also has to do with the Marlins, and that is that Sandy Alcantara is going to win the Cy Young this year. Bro has been absolutely lights out this year. Again, he just threw a Maddox. Like, we don't see people do this anymore, and that was the biggest thing, that when he did win his Cy Young, it was because he was on that other level where he was able to go deep into games here, show great levels of, let's just say here, what's the best way to efficiency? It's probably the best word for it. He is efficient in every one of the at-bats that he is facing right now. We are seeing the Sandy Alcantara of old here. And with Paul Skeens fumbling the bag hard here in his first thing, barely got out of the inning. I don't remember if he did. I think we've got another we are going to have a repeat Cy Young winner, but it ain't going to be Paul Skeens. It's going to be Sandy Alcantara taking home the gold once again.
All right. That was one of the takes of all time. We all had 3 of some of the takes of all time. Maybe they're good. Maybe they're bad. I don't know. I do want to give myself a shout out, a pat on the back. Last year, my overreaction was actually a good reaction. Nick Allen took over the starting shortstop job from Orlando Arcia and ran with it and nearly won the Gold Glove. So shout out to him. Astros legend, Nick Allen.
That's right. He's an Astro now. Yeah.
I think
boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I had an overreaction that was like Cal Raleigh is going to like steal 16 bags or something like that. It was someone's. I
don't even remember what mine were. Yeah.
Was it Ty France? No, because France.
I think so.
France wasn't on the team.
Yeah, it wasn't on the team. The year before that, I know that it was Ty France is going to steal 20 bags.
That's right.
But
hey. Fellas, are you ready for trivia?
Actually, no, we're not. We have something before that.
Yeah, wait. Question of the day.
Darn. Yeah. I just got April fooled.
Aha, get fooled. It's time for the question of the day.
Yeah, so I got the question of the day today. I know everyone gets asked this probably once a week. Heck, maybe you're asked this every single day. But it's because Mason Miller's new entrance drop using Blind by Korn, the Crazy Light Show. Look, I'm going to be completely honest. I thought Burning to the Ground was a better song. But anyway, my question to you guys is, what would your entrance song be?
Oh, this is easy. Cult of Personality by Living Color.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's got to be that.
So, okay, I have 2 answers here. Thank you for giving us a heads up in the group chat. If I were a hitter, I would walk up to Old Town Road.
Okay.
And if I was a closer, I'd walk out to Valhalla by Melodious.
Okay.
So, I feel like part of it would depend on where I'm playing. I feel like if I'm playing in a team like in the South, I'd probably go with the song by Leonard Skinner. Low Down Dirty was the first one that came to my head. There are a couple, Scott Stapp, the lead singer of Creed, has some great solo songs that I would probably use. Purpose for Pain's one of them. It's tough. If I played for the Red Sox, probably Rock and Roll Band by Boston. If I played in New York, I'd probably want some type of Billy Joel song, maybe Angry Young Man by Billy Joel. But yeah, it feels like that rotates like every week, basically what my entrance song would be. But honestly, I think if I wanted to go like full heavy metal type, I'd probably go with Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold. It's pretty great. So yeah, that's my my condensed answer.
I do want to put out here for just a sec. This is my realm of expertise because entrances are or your walk-up songs, all that is so wrestling that it
is.
My face. It's funny. People will make fun of wrestling, saying that not real, all that. Do you realize how much other sports borrow from wrestling here, and especially baseball with its entrances? And whenever you have a big hitter coming up, they'll play the big names and all that. It's borrowed a lot from it. So there's one thing that I personally want though. Say if I am doing Cult of Personality, right? I want to have CM Punk has with his, where it starts with TV static. So it's you need to have a sound that starts it, because that's the sound that gets people they recognize it from the word go. Yeah, whereas a guitar riff, it might take a second, but Stone Cold Steve Austin had the glass shatter that became the sound of business is about to pick up. Here, CM Punk having the TV static of that's about to be the before the revolution. I want something like that, so then a pitcher will hear that sound here and will be like, oh no, he's coming up. Or if I'm coming in from the bullpen, they hear the then batters are like, all right, we're in for a time now.
Yeah, that's why part of the reason the one I picked, Nightmare, has an iconic little I don't even know how a jingle sort of before the guitars come in. But the one I immediately thought of was when Trevor Hoffman was closing for the Padres, the bell that would gong before Hell's Bells played, that was one people knew it was game over. Or Welcome to the Jungle for Eric Gagne, the game over sign. It's something like that. Obviously, I know Hell's Bells is not very well liked in Flushing anymore. But it was a great setup. So yeah.
I want to anyone listening, because this is honestly was going to be one of my other answers for this. Anyone listening, after we're done with the podcast, because again, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Go and search up on YouTube after this Kazuchika Okada here, Rainmaker NJPW entrance. The music for Rainmaker starts with a coin flip sound and then goes immediately from 0 to 100. And it is, in my opinion, it is one of the best ways that you could have without music, people immediately recognize what's happening here. The sound of the coin flip then hitting the ground with the gentle ringing is just peak.
By the way, I do want to shout out Devin Williams has a nice one, Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G. That's a solid choice. I wasn't sure what to expect. I was at his Mets debut the other day, and I was I don't know what his entrance is going to be. And he walked out to it. Yeah, no, it's actually pretty good. Makes for a good entrance.
Matt Brashes has
the Fireman. Yeah, dude, Fireman was great. Yeah,
Fireman's so good.
I loved the Munoz one.
Pepas is amazing.
Pepas is also
I found out this when I went to the second game of the season where he actually got his debut for the year. They changed his intro to have Matilda's eyes be on
Oh,
the
that is
screen.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that is peak. That is amazing.
For those who aren't educated, Matilda is Andres's cat.
Yeah.
Um,
One of the most
it's pretty
famous
great.
cats in baseball now.
yeah.
Speaking of cats, hi Gigi. I got her on camera, kind of.
Hi, Gigi.
Anyway.
Hello, Gigi.
All right, Splash. Take
All right.
it away.
Are we ready for the Treviathan?
It is Leviathan time.
Yay, woo, clap it up. All right.
Yay.
So Major League Baseball has its own ABS system, automated ball strike. We are going to institute our own automated ball strike system, the automated BS system.
Oh no.
Are you guys familiar with the card game BS?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is essentially that, but I'm going to give you baseball fun facts. And you have to tell me, wait a minute, Splash, that's BS. So your goal, actually, this is not necessarily a 1v1. This is both of you trying to succeed. You're trying to get 4 right before you get 3 wrong. So you're trying to walk before you strike out, basically.
So are we working together then on this to...
No, you have separate questions.
Oh, okay.
You can, I guess
All
you
right.
could confer if you want to, but whatever. I didn't think that far in advance.
No worries.
All right.
So there's 2 ways you get a ball. First, I tell you a bogus fact, and you correctly say BS. I'm challenging. Or I give you a true fact. You can Wikipedia that, and you're like, all right, go on ahead. So both of those are successful. You get a ball. You can get closer to first base. You can get a strike either by incorrectly challenging. So if I said the Braves won the 2021 World Series, and you tap the old helmet, strike.
Darn.
That ball was in the strike zone, buddy. Or you incorrectly challenge, or you don't challenge a bogus fact. If I said, the Milwaukee Brewers have won 8 World Series, and you hesitate, you're cooked. All right. Are we ready?
I'm absolutely ready for this.
All right,
yeah,
Alex, please pick a number between 1 and 1.
1 and 1. 1.
You're going first, buddy. Here you go.
Cool.
Okay.
We nailed
Fact.
it.
Barry Bonds is the oldest player to hit 3 home runs in a game.
I'll say that's fact.
That is incorrect.
Darn.
Mac, do you know who it is?
Oh man, I should know the.
He did it against the Mets.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
I didn't intend for that. I'm sorry.
Is that I'm completely blanking on who it was. I don't know. Willie Mays.
Stan Musial.
41 yeah, I knew he was a Hall of Famer.
29 days.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, how old did you say? How old did you say?
41 years, 229
okay,
days.
Yeah.
All right, Mac.
Yep.
Fact. Since 2010, Aaron Nola has the highest baseball reference WAR season by a pitcher.
Fact.
All right. That is correct. 9.7 WAR, beating out 2018 DeGrom, 2015 Kazenki.
I cannot believe that, but yes.
Greinke, among others. All right, Alex, are you ready?
Yes, let's do this.
It's going to be a little bit of a similar vein to your first question, but I think it's a goldie. All right. Your fact that you must determine if it's true or not. There has been a 43-year-old who recorded 3 doubles in a game.
At any point in Major League history?
Yes.
I'm going to say that's true.
That is correct. Tony Perez for the 1985 Reds.
That was not who I was thinking it would be, but
3 doubles.
I was expecting like Julio Franco or something, but
yeah. I mean he's a good answer for the for the good performances. All right, Mac. Your question is a very good question that I need StatHead to load. All right. As a teenager, recorded a 5-hit game in Major League Baseball. Or I guess the fact is, a teenager has recorded a 5-hit game in Major League Baseball.
I'm going to say it's a fact.
That is correct. It has been done 4 times. Phil Cavarretta MVP, Les Mann,
Yep.
Cecil Travis, and Claudell Washington. He's the most recent. Did it in
Claudell Washington, that's a good one.
1974 for the A's. A couple guys who were 20 and change. Arky Vaughan, my king, my glorious king. Stanton, Roberto Clemente, Hank Aaron, the GOAT. All right, Alex.
Okay.
Your fact. Fact or not a fact? Since 2010, the player with the most saves in a season by a national leaguer is Craig Kimbrell. So since 2010, the most saves by a national leaguer in a season belongs to Craig
in one
Kimbrell.
season.
In one season.
Yeah, I'm gonna challenge on that one.
All right, the correct answer, it's a tie between Mark Melanson and Yuris Familia.
Yep, I was gonna say it's Familia.
I was about to say, I'm like, I know it's not Kimbrell. I'm like, okay, I don't know who it is, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Craig Kimbrell.
Okay, great challenge.
He got 50 one year. I know.
Yeah, Familia had 51.
Yeah.
Just edging him out. Edwin Diaz has the most, regardless of league.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew that much, but I'm like,
yeah,
wait, this is National League.
All right. Mac, your fact. Since 1995, in the wild card era, Mark Burley has the most balks in a single season.
I'm going to challenge that because I have no clue.
Great challenge. He's second. He has multiple. He's the only player with multiple 5 balk seasons, or he has 2 5 balk seasons. The most is 6. Brian Anderson on the expansion Diamondbacks. Chris McCulloch split between Texas and Toronto in 2001, and Mike Pelfrey of your Mets in 2009.
That's right. I got Pelfrey had 3 in a game once, man.
Hey, wasn't there an umpire named Balkan Bob?
Yeah, Bob Davidson, man. I remember there was a game where he balked. Was it Armando Benitez balked home the game tying run against the Mets at Shea? Balkan Bob called him at least once. I remember in that sequence, he got to like 2 outs, and then he balked the tying run home because Jose Reyes was faking down the line, and then Carlos still got it a walk off. But yeah.
All right, Alex, your question. Specifically, 2004 Ichiro Suzuki holds the record for most games with 3 hits in one season.
I'm going to say that's correct.
All right. That is your second strike.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
He's tied for 4th. George Sisler in 1920, George Sisler in 1922, Babe Herman in 1930, and then with 34, it's Harry Heilman, 1921, my favorite Immaculate Grid answer, and Ichiro has 34. So you're facing a 2-strike count here, Alex, but back to Mac.
Is it a 1 and 2 count now?
2 and 2. 2 and 2 for you.
Okay.
All right, Mac.
3-0, right?
Yep, 3-0. Are you going to swing?
Like Josh Naylor. It's like what in a scenario.
I don't know. He might swing. He might not swing. I don't know.
All
right. Your fact. It's a true fact. You can maybe Wikipedia that. All right. Jack Morris has the most wild pitches in a season since 1969.
I can't believe that, man.
He's third. He had 24. AJ Burnett had 25, and Juan Guzman had 26 for the World Series champion Toronto Blue Jays. So, wow. Mac, congratulations. You have walked your way to first base.
I had a feeling that Burnett would be up there because he was a wild pitcher.
Wild thing. Good.
Alex, the time is now. The time is now, buddy.
Okay.
Are you prepared?
I mean, Mac has already walked, so there's nowhere to go but up here. So
all right. My fact. Jim Palmer is the last American leaguer to record 10 shutouts in a season.
Shutouts in a season.
Correct.
I'm going to take that as fact. I'm going to take that as fact.
It's a fact. It's not most of the majors. That was John Tudor in 1985 when he maybe should have won this Cy Young. I don't know. That was a great season. Maybe he should have won the Cy Young.
All right, full count, 3-2.
Actually, maybe not because it was Doc Gooden. I take that back. My apologies.
Yeah.
My sincerest
Fun fact:
apologies.
John Tudor used to hang out at a hotel near where my parents lived in Rochester. So
Nice.
my dad actually got to meet him a few times.
There you go. Yeah, Jim Palmer had 10 shutouts in the 1975 season for the Orioles. All right, Alex, you have worked to a 3-2 count.
And look, we're working a good at bat here. Taking a lot of pitches off the pitcher.
Way to battle. Way to battle.
All right, way to battle. Way to battle indeed. All right, Alex.
Yes.
I could figure out how to ask this question. That would be phenomenal.
I mean, you're not even asking questions. You're just saying a fact, and I have to tell you.
That's true. All right. Your fact. Maybe you can Wikipedia. I don't know.
Actually, you do know, but
I'm using StatHead. I don't know if these are actually on Wikipedia.
That's fair.
They could be, I guess. Wikipedia has some really goofy stats. We should play the Wikipedia game sometime.
Wait, so okay, I have to know for my own mental sanity. Is you say that's a true fact? Wikipedia is that from an ERB?
Yes.
Nice. I know exactly what you're talking about too.
All right, that's ball 4. Let's go.
Yeah.
If Baseball Reference would load, that would be phenomenal here.
That is from, by the way, just to add on to my nerdiness a little bit more. That is from the director's ERB, I believe. That's a true fact. Wikipedia that now allow me to attack Steven the Hack.
Oh, okay. I was thinking directors. The first thing that came to mind was the Epic Peter versus Nice Lloyd.
No, I know, but which, by the way, they have now done that battle twice. Now that was the season finale to season 1.
Yeah. Yes.
And then it was the season finale to like season 6, I think.
All right, Alex.
Anyway. All right.
Your fact. The last player to have 50 multi-RBI games in a season is Hank Greenberg.
50 multi-RBI games in a season?
Yep, 50 games with 2 ribbies or more.
I'm going to challenge that.
All right. Do you know who it might be?
I mean, I want to say Barry Bonds, because I feel like that would make sense. Because all it takes at that point is a 2-run homer. And
I mean, that's true. That's true.
And plus his slugging and on-base percentage were insane. So
that's true. Unfortunately,
oh
man, it is.
Can I challenge that?
Yeah. Yes. If you can give me the player with the most since 1937, I'll give you a point.
Wait a minute. No, did you say it was Hank?
It's Greenberg? Not Barry Bonds.
Did you just say it was Hank Greenberg?
Since 1937.
Oh.
He drove in 165 runs that season.
I have the answer, but
Is it Pujols?
It is not Albert Pujols,
No,
Mac.
It's Manny Ramirez.
1999, Manny Ramirez.
That was going to be my guess, actually. Yeah.
All right. Alex, Hank Greenberg, one of 5 players. He is the most recent, one of 5 players with 50 multi-RBI games. Lou Gehrig, Hack Wilson, the record holder.
Yep.
Al Simmons with 52, Hank Greenberg, and Babe Ruth with 50. So, Alex, you
Pretty
worked
good
good at that. He saw strike 3. He tapped the helmet. It was strike 3. Mac, good job on first, and you even stole seconds. Good job.
Yep.
And I still got Still got 6 pitches off the pitcher here. That's still
made
it
work.
Yeah. It's still a decently long at bat.
All right. Any last words before we get to our time to ourselves?
No, that was fun. I really liked that.
That's fun. Yeah. I'd run that back for sure.
I will do a little bit more research so I don't have to wait for StatHead to load next time. So there we go. All right. I'm going to kick off with my time to myself, if that's all right.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. Count me down, fellas.
Your time begins in 3, 2, 1, begin.
All right. First, I want to give a shout out to a friend of a friend. Welcome to the produce section, Bozo. All right. Baseball is back. It's so exciting. We love baseball. I'm going to actually circle back to a point I made a couple weeks ago. If you watch your team 120 times, 2 hours a day, that's 240 hours. That's 10 days of watching your baseball team. So we are committed to the bit. I have watched more baseball this season, and the Braves have played 6 games now. I've watched more baseball than I've seen any of my friends this year and any of my family, basically, besides my grandmother. And we're just through March and one game in April. So good job, everybody. Baseball is a true hobby. It's America's pastime for a reason. It will always be America's pastime for a reason because there's 162 warm hugs, warm blankets. Sometimes they're wet. That's when your pitcher allows 8 runs, or Luis Severino walks 5 guys, or your team goes over 8 with runners in scoring position. So sometimes you get a wet blanket, but they will always be warm blankets.
Sometimes, you'll, I was like, the warm blanket will be ripped off of you in losing in the bottom of the 10th inning.
Then you'll be sprayed with a nozzle.
Oh, man.
To your point, though, I spend more time watching baseball probably than basically any other activity. I mean, in the past, I would say I was at swim practice more than that, but now that I am an adult and I only swim 1 hour a day instead of having to go to multiple 2-hour practices a day. I think baseball is probably a majority of my time every year.
I think honestly, if you take it to where it's not even just like watching baseball, but baseball adjacent things too. So maybe like a baseball video game or talking baseball here. Or
we do that a lot.
Oh, wait, we do? I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I don't know, man. Takes a look at the timer up in the corner.
I don't think I do, really. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough here.
Not like 90% of what I text my friends about is also baseball. Like
checks the chat log.
Checks the chat log, just sees all the baseball memes we have.
Baseball, yes.
Baseball. I mean, we've seen all of baseball Twitter. I can promise you that every single.
Yeah, I'm in multiple group chats on multiple apps about just baseball. So yeah.
Believe it or not, your guys' group chat is the only one I have for sports. Like, so being honest.
So I mean, my Syracuse one kind of talks about everything, but then I got added to one that's like just like baseball fans from like various different like friend groups, I guess. And then I have one where it's just like me, my dad, a couple of my brothers, and a couple of our family friends. That's like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
All right. Who would like to go next?
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
All right. Alex, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to shorten mine into 2 smaller topics. The first of which, I want to show this off here. I ordered something, and it finally arrived the other day. That is the Andres Satoria baseball card for the World Baseball Classic. My absolute glorious king. A happy retirement to him. A happy baseball retirement. Also now member of the Hall of Pretty Good as well. So to the man that has struck out Shohei Ohtani multiple times and has held one of the strongest lineups scoreless here, congrats, man. You deserved all of the flowers you were getting. Second thing I want to talk about here, Mariners TV. Please get it figured out. Here, like a lot of people I know weren't able to watch opening day because things just weren't lining up properly. Right? I know that I've tried working with a bunch of, family friends that are like, oh, how come I can't see the game? And I have to try to explain like, oh yeah, well, it's Root Sports is no longer here. So now it is Mariners.tv here, but it should be on the same station with the same channel. And if it isn't, then you need to look up where it is on that. It's like on their website. And there's just a chance it's not there here. And that's happened now with multiple people here. And for something that is supposed to be as accessible as local baseball, that felt like a bit of a kick in the teeth here. I will say I love very much what the King Network has done here and has acquired the rights for 10 baseball games to be broadcasted for free completely. That is awesome. Please keep doing that. Do more of that. If you want to keep growing your fan base, that's what you got to do. You got to make it accessible for people. I think that Mariners.tv is fantastic for the sake of, that's the only thing that is going to be on that channel. But at the same time, make sure that give us at least a little bit more advanced notice about whether or not we are going to have access to it so we can troubleshoot beforehand. Here, I just feel bad because I've talked to so many people that didn't get to watch opening day or didn't get to watch some of these games because they couldn't figure out everything. Plus, on top of things of opening weekend here, 3 different networks carried games for the Seattle Mariners. Mariners.tv was one. Peacock was another one. and I'm trying to remember what the third one was, but it's not coming to me. The fact that you had to have 3 different subscription services to watch the Seattle Mariners play opening day baseball, or opening week baseball, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, another thing that threw me off was that I had opened the ESPN app to watch MLB TV.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started, Mac.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thankful that SNY still allows me to watch it in the MLB app, but it did throw me off when I actually was trying to throw on the Mariners game the other day. And I clicked, the TV icon. I was like, oh, it's like telling me I have to get like a new plan or something. And I had to like flip over to another thing, but whatever. Anyway, someone want to count me down?
I want to piggyback off Alex's point. Baseball fans would pay money. They do pay money for like 140 games. Imagine Major League Baseball if you said, all right, we get the exclusivities on Apple and Peacock and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Apple, that was the other one that was on.
Yeah, but
Apple, yep.
If you said, all right, Splash, pay this price for you can watch every Braves game. It doesn't matter what channel it's on. It doesn't matter if it's on Big Fox. I couldn't watch the game the other day. I was stuck watching the Yankees-Giants game because they were both on Fox at the same time. Totally garbage.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you said, all right, you're going to pay $2.99 for the year, but you get every single Braves game, I'm paying that. Like that might be a little ridiculous, maybe, but it's cheaper than like Netflix is going to broadcast 2 games or 1 game in the Home Run Derby, something like that. Oh, in the Field of Dreams game. So they get 2 games in the Home Run Derby. So Giants fans, Yankees fans who waited months and months and months, the Giants have a new manager. You bring in Luis Ariz, you bring in Bader. The Yankees, they brought a lot of the same team back, but it was a really freaking good team last year. And you had to sign up for an extra subscription just to watch that game. I know a lot of people have Netflix. I know a lot of people have Peacock. I know a lot of people have Amazon or whatever other services they do. It was a pretty good joke by, I think, Babylon B that said every inning would be broadcast on a different
on a different
that was
network.
Fabulous.
Yeah. It's
excellent satire.
But what's funny on top of that, every single one of the innings was an actual subscription service. Like the fact that that's actually possible is scary.
Like it's just garbage, and baseball is booming. It's a $10 billion plus industry. Arguably in, call it 4 months, there's a reasonable shot the most famous athlete on the planet is a baseball player. The most famous active athlete. If Ronaldo and Messi retire after the World Cup, I don't know if that's going to happen.
LeBron.
I don't follow it like that. Maybe they do. I don't know. Shohei Ohtani could be the most famous athlete on the planet. He could be like one of the 5 most famous people on the planet. He is a baseball player. Figure it out. Like there are plenty of people who will say, all right, I'll pay $300 or $400. Just I want all the baseball. I don't want, if it's Peacock, great. Just show like the Peacock broadcasting or give me the radio feed. Or whatever. There's plenty of things you can do. The MLB app. Yeah. Why are you connected to ESPN? Why do I have to go on the ESPN app to watch the Braves or watch any?
The only tough part is that like more and more people are cutting their cable. And I know that like I was able to watch opening day for the Mets on NBC, but like a lot of people probably are only connected to Peacock at this point. Like I don't know. I know that like. I discovered recently, I feel like that it's becoming less and less common for people to actually have cable in their homes, which is crazy because I remember growing up, even through like high school and college, like almost everyone I knew had cable, and now like barely anyone does.
It's just what like TV has turned into now. TV doesn't really exist anymore.
It
is
now. It really doesn't. That's the thing.
Our televisions are basically computers now that are homes to all these subscription services. And when it was just 1 or 2, right? It was fantastic, right? You didn't need to pirate anything because you had just Netflix that would give you what you needed. Or you had, let's say Gamefly just for one. That, well, by the way, still around here. Yeah. But now that you have legitimately over 10 different ones that all theoretically can hold baseball now, it makes it so much harder to justify everything. Because right now, I will say the Mariners.TV deal is fantastic. It's only $100 here for every major game here that is not taken by another company or taken by another broadcast system, which that's fine. But what am I supposed to do about those? Because then now your price goes up if you want to watch even just those games here, because now you need, an Apple TV subscription. You need a Peacock subscription. And then that's where the price starts to truly grow. And that's to watch 3-4 games.
Right. Like it's one thing, like I paid like $150 for MLB TV, like the every game. I can watch all the Braves. I can watch all the games besides Nats and Orioles games because I live here. That is a phenomenal deal. And I would argue it's a phenomenal deal even if I could only watch Braves games. But as soon as you start throwing in the Apple and the Roku and the Peacock and these other things, it's like, yes, I know those services have other things, and that's why they that's one of the reasons why they get you there. It's not just that you watch baseball on Apple TV, it's you also watch Ted Lasso, or it's not just you get Netflix to watch baseball, you watch Stranger Things. Like I get that, but like it just makes it so difficult to be not even a completionist. Just all right, I'm going to turn the baseball game on for an hour. Oh, another service. That's $10 a month for something I don't use that often.
Yeah.
I want to also be very clear. I'm not saying anything honestly bad about Peacock or about Netflix or about any of these things. They are doing something that is a very smart business move. Here, they are getting a lot of extra money from people just needing to watch one baseball game. However, I think the implication of how it is working is the issue, but it's not at all a talk on the quality of the programming from either side. Like, yeah, I love watching stuff on Netflix. I watch Raw every week on Netflix. I watch Ted Lasso on Apple TV here. The issue I have with it is that now there are just games that other people can't see because of it for something that should be accessible.
Yeah, like it's tough for my dad to watch Tigers games if he wanted to. Now, if he wanted to watch Braves games, we still have the cable at the house, so he could watch.
Yeah, you can dial it up. Yeah,
not Fox Sports, but whatever it is for cable. I don't watch it anymore. But or when my grandparents lived in Michigan, they could watch all the Tigers games. Okay, not a big deal. But now, if my grandmother wants to watch the Tigers, how many apps do I have to open up? Like it just gets stupid.
Yeah.
All right, Mac, you ready to go?
I do want to give a shout out. Jason Benetti, really good at his job.
Oh, yeah. I love Jason Benetti. Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Out, Mac.
Yep,
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Really quickly, wanted to shout out new food item I got at City Field, Legacy Catering, Mookie Wilson's family's catering company, available in the Hudson Club behind home plate in the upper deck. In the promenade. Yeah, I had their pork sandwich and mac and cheese at the game, and it was awesome. So if you're ever at City Field, go support our old friend Mookie. It's great, really. It was really great. Probably the one of the best things I've had recently. So yeah, if you're ever at a game, I highly recommend it. The mac and cheese was also really good. Pork was it's not exactly pulled pork, it's sliced like sort of roast pork. But yeah, overall, really good. So yeah, another added bonus to going to City Field, getting there early on a cold day, especially if you have club access, you can't really go wrong. Plus now it's easier to order instead of having these long lines to order in the club. You can just order on a kiosk. It'll text you when your food is ready, and boom, it saves you so much time. So yeah, shout out Mookie Wilson, by the way. Dude knows how to cook. So yeah, that's my spiel today.
I respect it. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to Mookie's place. I should, but Boog's Barbecue in Baltimore is great. So players can cook.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to go to the Tupac bobblehead game next month. So I'm excited. A's at Orioles. Known Tupac matchup, I guess.
Totally. Yeah.
All right. Which one of us would look best on a bobblehead? I don't know.
Honestly, I think it'd be you, Splash.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
You could have like
especially it's the beard and the hat.
I was gonna say if you have the beard and the hat going, then yes.
Like the hat could be like.
By the way, just now noticing you've got you have the Satoria beard going on.
Thanks.
Here too. So
shout out it was Willie Adamas who had the Gatorade bath and the bobblehead, so you can like bobble the Gatorade and you can bobble his head. But anyways, thank you all for watching Losses Above Replacement episode. I don't know, I can't count that high. I was joined by Mac and Alex. You can follow Alex at the Sports Guy 242. You can follow Mac at Matthias_A_K. You can follow me at Mr. Splashman19. And you can follow the collective at Losses Above Replacement or LAR_baseball. There we go. Make sure you drop a like, drop a follow, drop a sub, whatever platform you're on. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the other podcasting platforms, 5-star reviews are great. Leave a comment. Tell us what's your question of the day. Ask us what's your overreaction. Tell us. Comment on the YouTubes. We will see you all next week. Toodaloos.
Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.